Hello again, what's up everyone, fellow metal vinyl enthusiasts? Welcome back to the channel. Where have I been for the past few weeks? Guess what? I was busy having a life. Traveled a lot, attended some parties, attended some festivals and whatnot. Guess what? Selling metal vinyl, discussing metal vinyl on the internet isn't my first priority in life, unless they happen to sell for heaps of money, which is once again the case of the album we're about to see, which is Under a Funeral Moon by Darkthrone. Now, you might remember when I started this whole vinyl collection selling thing, I was planning on actually holding on to the Darkthrone LPs because I was a huge fan of the band. Somehow, over the years, I found out I can still live with the CDs perfectly fine, and it all started with, like the offer I got for the Transylvanian Hunger LP, which was just ridiculously high. It's still the most expensive album I've ever sold. It hit 4,500 euros, and just like that, after that, it was like, the snowball started rolling, and I decided to sell all the other LPs. Panzerfaust is gone. Under a Funeral Moon at this point is gone too. Now, 1993 year of release, Peaceville Records took care of it, and as usual, when Peaceville is on the map, you know what to expect. Absolutely flawless vinyl manufacturing. In this case, musically speaking, it's no secret. This is, one of the best things ever put out in the black metal world. If your heart still beats for this kind of music, unlike mine, absolutely try to find a copy if you don't have one. The original one, of course, sells for quite big money. This copy went for 500 euro, and mind you, it's in pretty pristine conditions. I know at some point I will regret selling it because give it 1-2 years, maybe it will be worth maybe 2 or 3 times more, but it is what it is. Mind you, this was bought upon release on day one, but somehow it doesn't include the poster. I have no idea, I gotta say, which copies actually included the poster. I can tell you my copy was bought upon release as soon as it hit the stores, but there was no poster inside whatsoever, so I have no precise info concerning that. What I read on Discogs is that like they were mentioning like only 1,000 copies had the poster inside, but honestly I wouldn't really trust Discogs too much because that site is it is not always reliable. I noticed it's full of mistakes. It's basically like Wikipedia, like users just providing their personal interpretation of things, and more often than not, it does happen that some info is slightly outdated or completely wrong, so I have no idea what's the matter with the poster concerning this release. So yeah, I mean, if you don't have it in your collection, an original copy is exactly what you need, but unfortunately my own one is sold at this point, and the same person who bought it also bought the Live in Leipzig record, which was featured in the previous episode, and which, oddly enough, I think I bought it on the very same day. I might be mistaken because I don't really remember what happened 30 plus years ago, but I think I bought the same on the same day. I bought Under the Funeral Moon and Live in Leipzig. I might be mistaken because maybe my Live in Leipzig was released on 1994. Not really sure, but I do remember buying a record next to this one. Might have been Live in Leipzig. I really don't remember. Doesn't really matter. Bottom line, yep, they're in the hands of the same customer, so I hope he will enjoy them and spin them loud like I have for the past 30 years. Speaking of which, I decided to sell the rest of my vinyl collection, on my Darkthrone vinyl collection as well. I still have A Blaze in the Northern Sky in its original first edition, 1991. Again, Peaceville Records, in, I would say, X plus slash near mint conditions, and I'm just being very conservative here. I have Total Death in its original Gatefold edition on Moonfall Productions, 1996. I do still have Soulside Journey, which is my least favorite Darkthrone release. Nothing against death metal, but I do think that Darkthrone didn't work particularly well when they were a death metal band. At least I really can't get much out of this record. The vocals sound incredibly annoying, and also the songwriting a bit too technical for my incredibly poser-like taste. But yeah, it's still up for grabs, just like Ravishing Grimness. Now this LP was bought again upon release, just like all the other LPs you have seen so far. I do remember that this LP, for some reason, was incredibly expensive when it came out. I remember it was back then we still had there was still no euro around, and I paid like our local currency lira was like 47,000 liras. I still remember buying it in this town, which always comes back to the episodes called Trieste Merda, whatever. Yep, I bought it and it was incredibly expensive. Mind you, back then the average price for an LP was like 20 to 25,000 liras, which adjusted for inflation would be like 20 euros, pretty much like that, 20 to 25 euro. But this one, for some reason, was incredibly expensive. I have no idea what's the reason, because it's not a particularly special edition or whatever. It's just a plain single LP, Moonfog Productions. Now, Moonfog, of course, were sort of like overpricing the records for whatever reason. It is what it is. So if you do feel like having heaps of money to spend on records, feel free to get in touch with me. All the LPs you've seen so far, except for Under the Funeral Moon, are still available, and of course don't expect me to get rid of them for nothing, because I know exactly what they sell for these days, so don't try to fool me. That will only result in your offer getting ignored. That pretty much does it for the musical side of things. Now, I'll take this chance to discuss Darkthrone a bit deeper, because some of you guys asked me, at least there was a couple of comments going like, oh, why are you still talking about Darkthrone when they are Nazis, and aren't you supposed to be an anti-fascist, and blah blah blah. Yes, of course, this is an anti-fascist channel, 100%. The reason why Darkthrone got a green light on this channel is the fact that I do believe that somehow they changed their mind on some of their more radical news, of course, on some of their more radical views, I'm sorry. You certainly remember all the, controversy that surrounded the band when Transylvanian Hunger was released, because of the very unfortunate and extremely stupid statement they had on the back of that record. But after that, gotta give the devil his due. I will, I checked the interviews that they released over the years, and I do tend to believe they kind of reconsider their views a bit. I'm not really sure where they stand on a political point these days. They did have a song called "I Am the Working Class" in one of their last LPs, when they decided to switch to this black and punk and roll whatever thing, which is kind of cool in a way, if they really reconsider their views. I mean, it doesn't really happen very often in black metal, because, black metal, I mean, would expect from people who just, dropped out of high school. Most of the musicians involved in this genre, as well as the fans of this subgenre, just delusional losers. But with Darkthrone, who am I to say, really? I don't know the guys personally, so for all I know, they might have really changed their minds, and if so, props to them. And that's the reason why I decided to still discuss their LPs, and also for the fact that yep, I sold them, so it's always one last chance for me to discuss these records, because they are no longer available in my collection. So that pretty much does it for this time. As usual, close every episode reminding you how to get in touch with me in case you're interested in the records you have seen. Easiest way is to get in touch via email, oldschoolmetalvinyl@yahoo.com. Please, if I don't get back to you in a matter of like 5 or 6 days, run me again, because chances are my anti-spam filter might have, mistaken your email for publicity or whatever, and it might have ended up in the spam folder. So please get in touch once again, give me some time to answer, because as I said before, this is not my job. I am freelance some guys ask me what do I do in my life. I'm a freelance marketing consultant. It's a very well paid job, so yeah, selling vinyl records, as lucrative as it might be sometimes, it's definitely not my first source of income. So guys, again, hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know down in the comments what is your favorite one out of these records which you have just seen. And for all the black metal baboons out there, let me just close the episode with a nice view of my nails, because I know that's exactly what you were waiting for. Look at them, they're growing just marvelous. Look how long they are. They're just impressive. I got a lot of comments, on my nails, lots of compliments actually on my nails. And yeah, every time, like I get some negative feedback on it, it's incredibly funny. It's really, nothing, gets, puts me in a better mood than, starting the day, opening my YouTube channel and finding some incredibly hateful comment by some delusional 20 something year old black metal chimp who probably, has never opened a book in his life, commenting on my nails and foaming at the mouth over me. Like, why? How is it possible that someone's life can be can be this shitty to the point, of like complaining about some random Italian dude talking about black metal on the internet and his nails? I mean, how low can you possibly get? Like, I should really write a book about how stupid black metal fans can be at times. Maybe I will dedicate an episode in the next few weeks, because I did, I took some screenshots of the best, let's say, most hilarious comments I got over the last few months because of my nays, because of my, political views and etc. etc. And maybe I will just, yeah, have a video dedicated to that, like a compilation of the funniest comments I got so far. So, guys, that does it. Again, until the next time, keep it loud and heavy as always.